Good afternoon, YouTubers. Tsquare here with Tsquare Talk. I'm a little disappointed because I actually just cut the package open. We're going to do a package opening tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about a lie that I think has been fed to people for a long time, and that lie is the Hunt brothers. It's something that we've all heard, we've all followed. I have always had this feeling, and we're going to talk a little bit about my feeling on that tonight, on why the Hunt brothers issue could have been a BS because they didn't want to tell you the true reason. Now, the reason I cut this open, I already started filming the video, and as I pulled it out, all my banking information was right there. Well, not my banking, but my personal information. So I had to actually stop and start over. But as you can see, I didn't open them yet. But we're going to open them up. I don't even know exactly. Well, actually, let me look at the sheet real quick to see exactly what's in here. It's not a big order. It's actually a really tiny order. Oh, my word. It's actually even tinier than I thought. Darn. That's really tiny. But needless to say, while we're opening this up, we're going to talk a little bit about the Hunt brothers. You know, so everybody's been told this story of how the Hunt brothers drove the price of silver up. I actually have some stuff written down here, but I'm gonna bust these open real quick. It's a simple package. I'm gonna bust it open, show you guys, and then I'm gonna grab my notebook and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you think I'm off track on this. Let me know. But the Hunt brothers were blamed for the silver going up in 1980. And I think the big run-up that we are about ready to see is going to be blamed on one of two things. And neither of them, I believe, are the honest thing. Will it play a part? Yes. Did the Hunt brothers play a part? Yes. Was it the leading factor? Absolutely not, in my opinion. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I might talk a little fast, only because we got a bunch to cover. I try to keep the videos 10 to 15 minute tops, and it's a lie that I have always felt, and I'm going to share it with you guys tonight. So real quick, both of these are the identical thing. I knew that I had a couple that I didn't realize they were in this package right here, sitting on my desk for a little while, but there they are. So I literally love these things. You guys know I'm a big fan of the King and the Queen Britannias, specifically the Queen Britannia. I know some people they're not their favorite, but no one will deny that the Britannia side is definitely awesome looking. I'm not a huge fan of the king, the portrait that they used of the king. However, I love this coin. So this being the first king coin and the last queen coin, I had to have a couple of them. So I've actually ordered them. I ordered actually a few over time. This package came from Universal Coin and Bullion, where they run some amazing deals on silver coins. And so I was happy to get these. I actually had gotten one or two early on, and a couple of my friends loved them so much that I made deals with them and I let them go. And then I kind of regretted because I didn't know if I would be able to get them back. So real quick though, let's talk a little bit about what my thoughts are on the whole Hunt brothers and the soon run up on silver that I believe is going to happen. Now, you guys saw silver. I said I think there's going to be a big turnaround this month. It happened a little later than I expected. I actually thought it would happen in the beginning of the month. We had that was a nice incline today, almost close to 5%. Nice jump. We're looking at 24.30 at the time of me filming this video, but this video is actually filmed the night before in the middle of the night. And so we saw a nice run up on that. Now, here's some of the stuff I want to talk about with the Hunt brothers. So a lot of people know in 1980, March 27, Silver Thursday. Basically, they tell you that the Hunt brothers missed one of their contracts, and essentially that's what tanked the silver price. Drove the silver price really from a high of 48.80 all the way down to $11. And yes, that's pretty devastating. But I want you to remember some of these essentially numbers and think about what else is going on in the country in 1980 when this happened, and think about the rise too. So when it comes to silver, silver actually had a rise between 1979 and 1980. It basically ran from $6.59 plus or minus all the way up to $38 and change. And then eventually it got up to the full just before it busted on March 27th of 1980. It actually busted out all the way to $48 and then fell. Okay. So a lot of this run up happened prior to, it started in 79 and then in 80. But the thing that I want people to see is what was happening first with gold. And then we're going to talk a little bit about why I believe both of them were going up and why I believe both of them will continue to go up today. So in 1977, we saw a 23% rise in gold. In 1978, we saw a 37% rise in gold. In 1979, we saw a 126% rise in gold. So gold basically went all the way out from $230 of a low. Keep in mind, in 75 and 76, it was actually lower, a lot lower. It was all the way down to $230 at the bottom there. Then it went all the way up to $855 in January of 79. Now, the thing to think about, so what happened, in my opinion, we were suffering from huge inflation. And I know some of you guys now are starting to tie this in with inflation, and we're essentially suffering from inflation. I'm not convinced that the inflation numbers that they're sharing with us right now are the true numbers. I believe inflation is a lot higher than they're telling us. I believe that right now we are in a slight cooling period. And I believe we're going to see inflation hardcore again. Now, here's the thing. So they blamed a lot of that silver run-up on the Hunt brothers. But could it also be that just the average American public saw one guy or a couple of brothers speaking up silver, as YouTubers do today, as hedge funds do, even guys like Jim Cramer? He's on there spouting mad money about, what's good investment, and they essentially drive up the price. These are people that are in the public eye, and essentially they drive up what they want to drive up. Well, the Hunt brothers were driving up silver, yes. But it had a lot to do, I believe, with the American public seeing inflation. They're seeing their value of their dollar, the purchasing power, get washed away with inflation. And at the time, we didn't really see Volcker step in. Now, eventually, Volcker did step in, and he drove interest rates from 13% all the way up to 20%, which essentially kind of killed just about everything. And I don't know if I should have said the K word, but it basically destroyed a lot of it. It's what curved the inflation, I believe, but it also had a lot to do with what dropped the price of silver. Now, we're led to believe that it was solely the Hunt brothers that drove it up, and we're led to believe that it was solely the Hunt brothers' default that drove it down. However, fast forward that to today, there's more money out there than ever before, in my opinion, and I think most people would agree with that. We don't have the Hunt brothers, but we do have something else that I'm already starting to see small articles blame, and I've cited these articles before with the green energy. We're going to need more and more silver for the green energy. And if it's not going to be the silver, the green energy driving it up, it could also be essentially the BRICS currency that will soon be rolling out, that people are talking about. I know I had a lot of comments today. I didn't have time to reply to all of them, so if I didn't reply, I will reply back to them. However, we're seeing the BRICS nations kind of forming, getting together. There's talk they're going to launch a new currency. I don't want to tell you, and I said this in other videos, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world instantly. You guys know I've said in a couple recent videos that I've started back into prepping, reloading all my supplies. Today I actually went out and I bought, I know this may sound weird, 50 gallons of gas. I have extra gas tanks on hand. I keep them full. I know you can only keep gas for 6 months, but that's not my point in this. My point is gas today at the pumps jumped 40 cents. So I drove to a couple gas stations so I could beat the jump. And we went from basically $2.79, or you could say $2.80, all the way up to $3.19. Now, I was lucky enough to find a place that I beat the punch and kind of saved money. Now, when you save that gas, and that's only the money that I saved on buying the gas today. We don't know if we're going to see more gas jumps in the next week or two. Do I plan on trying to store that for the long haul? Absolutely not. But just in, let's say, a 50 gallons at a 50-cent savings, when I do have to fill up over the next couple weeks, that could translate to a $25 savings. Now, $25, I know I had some friends tell me $25 is not worth the headache. But $25 would have, well, that's a bad example. Someone's like, you ain't getting one of those for $25. You could essentially get almost an ounce of silver. If you really don't care what kind of ounce you get, you could get an ounce of silver for $25, $26. This jump that we saw today might make it a little harder, but you guys can see where I'm coming from on that. I save, I look out for stuff. And then with inflation continuing to climb, I think we're going to see silver climb. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff climb in price, and I think they're not going to have the Hunt brothers to blame it on this time, so they're going to have to find something else. Because what they're not going to tell you, they're not going to admit to, is it's the American public waking up. It's people like the Hunt brothers of today, basically the YouTube channels of the world, I'm trying to think of a couple big names real quick. I'll say Tsquare Talk. I'm not a big name, but the people that are spreading the message about silver. I'm just trying to think of a specific name. I hate using Mike Malone because I always mess up his name. I don't even know if I said it right. Mike Malone. Mike Malone. Peter... You guys know Andy Chapman. You guys know all the big names that are talking up silver. Basically, there's a lot of people out there that are waking up the community to silver and where silver could go. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that are spreading this message that silver's not going to go up because, one, it's only going up because of green energy. I actually seen a news article today on that again. And here's the thing. We all know if the economy tanks, like, I think everybody can agree the economy is due for a beating. If the economy tanks, do you think people are going to be worried about green energy? Not for the time being, they won't be. Does it still leave a bright future for silver? Yes, just not in the short run. And what does that do? That makes it to where a lot of people out there, guys like essentially maybe me or you, might be discouraged to buy their silver today because they think, well, we're going to see a plunge into sub-20s. Now, I know I've had different comments on this, that some people say, well, sub-20s just means sub-20 spot. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to pick it up for sub-20. And some people will say, no, I think you will be able to pick it up for 20 or sub-20. So it's a difference in opinions on that. But what I'm getting at is with inflation as high as it is right now and people trying to downplay silver, I think there's an opportunity in silver. I believe in it, and I know some people out there have left me comments. I'm sorry, your feeling is not good enough for me to invest my money in it, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I thought silver was a great buy at $22.50 when the spot price was $22.50, even though we were still paying $3 over spot. I think it's still a great buy at $24, even though we're still paying $3 over spot. As you know, I've been buying as much as I can. I actually got 2 packages in here, plus I just got this one in. Boom, got a big package there. This was a good one. Whew, that's a heavy one. I can't wait to open that one up. I got another one in the mail. I got another one sitting right here. This one's from Universal. And I think we're going to see silver continue to climb. What I don't want to be doing is waiting too long into the inflation and see silver keep going up and then have to buy when silver is actually getting hit at 30, just like we saw only, 2 months ago? We could see that again. Don't think for a minute that, if the economy tanks, silver has to tank. In fact, with silver being a byproduct, we could still see silver climb even if the economy tanks. And a lot of that will have to do with the value of the dollar declining. I know some people, I watched a video the other day talking more about the digital currency. Here's the thing. A lot of people are saying digital currencies, Fed now rolled out, it's not the end of the world, and it's not. I'll be honest, and I never said it would be, but what I did say is it will become a big part of everything going on. And when I say that, Congress right now, you guys have read the headlines. Congress does not want to see digital currency. They think that's overstepping. They think it's too much control. But what's going to happen if a gold-backed brick currency comes out? What will happen? Well, a lot of people know the dollar will start to come down slowly. I mean, let's be honest. If I offered you payment, you come over here and you do some work for me, and I offer you a choice of payments between some paper currency or some gold-backed currency, you can either keep the gold-backed currency and spend it somewhere else, or you can cash it in and trade it in for gold, and you'll have physical gold. The majority of people, not even just stackers, people are going to pick up the gold-backed currency. It has two properties to it. The reason we know this is when Canada launched their $20 half-ounce silver, it sounded like it was crazy. Who would pay $20 for a half ounce of silver? But it also had the $20 value, so no matter what, you couldn't lose. It was a win-win all around, and that's why the coins literally disappeared. I tried getting some, and I was unable to get them. They were pretty cool. They were a half ounce for $20, and I had some people, why would you buy a half ounce for $20? Because it's a half ounce of silver, and no matter what, I can trade it in and get my 20 Canadian dollars back out of it. I can spend it. I can go out to eat with it. I can hold it. What is the difference between holding a $20 bill in your pocket or a half ounce silver coin that's valued at $20 face value on it? It gives you that second edge, essentially. So where am I going with this? So it only makes sense that a gold-backed currency, if it launches the way they're saying, possibly next month, that people are going to choose that over the dollar. Now, when the dollar starts falling, I mean, we're far from it really being devastating. I mean, the dollar I think we've seen as low as 70. Right now, we just hit 100 today. So we still could afford to lose another 30% on the dollar before it really gets ugly. But here's the thing. When the dollar really starts falling and interest rates are up and people quit using the dollar, what do you think the Fed is going to do? They're going to run back to Congress with their hands up, and they're going to say, look, you got two choices. The dollar collapses, or you institute a digital currency. So all these people that were against it now get put between a rock and a hard place, and they're probably going to say, I'll take the digital currency. I'll vote digital currency. Everybody votes that. Boom. Now we've got a digital currency where some people don't like. They could even say, hey, we'll back it to gold. We're not going to see the gold. Even if they back it to gold, doesn't necessarily mean that we'll have the ability to trade it in for gold. And who's going to trust the system now? The system is broken. The only way they can reinstitute trust back in the currency is if they basically put some form of real money, gold, silver, that type of thing. Now, how that's going to play out for people that owe money, their debt and all that, that's for another video. I don't want to get this video too long. We're already at 18 minutes. But it's something to think about. The last one, I believe it was the American people buying silver to protect themselves from inflation, not so much the Hunt brothers like we're led to believe. And this one, I think it's the American people buying up silver little by little. It's people in general. I won't even say American people. I'll say people in general that are waking up. I don't know if you guys know people that are new to stacking. We've got a lot of them on the channel. I've talked to a few. I know one person that he took all of his money that he had, his dry powder stash, 10, 15 grand, put it all on silver. And he said, you know what? I'd rather, instead of having the money just sitting there, I'd rather have it sitting there in the form of silver. Is he discouraged right now? Absolutely. Is it going to pay off in the long run? I believe it will, my personal opinion. Now, none of this is financial advice, nor should it be taken as such, but it's definitely something for you to think about. When the American people decide that they're going to buy, or a lot of people, we could have silver be the next GameStop. I don't know if you guys seen the preview to Dumb Money. It just dropped a little while ago. I can't wait to go see it. That's the Wall Street Bets group. Someday we'll have a movie on Wall Street Silver, and you could be the star of that movie. Who knows? So with that being said, I think we're going to see a mad run up on silver. I believe it's going to happen, and you can call it a feeling. You can call it a belief, but we had a great run up today. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again next time on Tsquare Talk. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up button, leave me a comment, and if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. The more people see comments, the more people come back and watch the video. It helps out the channel more than you know. So thank you all for watching, and I'll just give you a quick close-up of these coins in case you didn't already see them. That is the front. And that is the back. So keep stacking, my friends. You guys have a great one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.